guys. The infinite pool of experience and awareness and mind, body, and spirit in piano format, right? Everybody learns differently. And so basically, what's the best way to put it? Sure, you can write things out scientifically, but that just doesn't mean anything to a lot of people. A better way to connect with people is in their own worlds they live in, right? So some people like poetry, some people like music, some people like, animation, some people like graphics. So the reason I do this work is to basically put it out in every different type of medium possible. And so this is the information in piano format. And the one thing that's quite different about my work versus others is that we talk about the Big Bang. And what really is the Big Bang? I mean, the only thing we really have is a conglomeration of human experiences overlapping to create a now moment. And Einstein's theory of relativity shows us that all energetic relationships are relative to your inertial reference frame. And so that's just the idea of a Big Bang and the universal expansion. It honestly just doesn't make any sense. Be very direct and forward with that. Because it has to do with how we perceive this field of energy. Like literally, it's relative to our greatest inertial reference frame. Matter is being crunched and light being stretched away. There's the now moment. It's an overlapping of one half past and one half future. And so a more realistic way, I think, in my opinion, to look at the Big Bang would be to say that it's the moment a glob of energy was circling a black hole. And it hits a specific distance from the center of this black hole to where that gravitational acceleration is a factor of the speed of light. 1c, 2c, 3c. For humans, it's 1c, right? We can't see past the smooth cosmic microwave background, which is traveling away at the speed of light, and we can't see into black holes, which is traveling inward at the speed of light. So we're seeing a very specific layer of information, right? So densities of creation, densities of Earth, versions of Earth. And so a much more realistic way to see the Big Bang is you could see it as the moment a glob of energy fell into the Schwarzschild radius of a black hole. And at that moment, you could say the delta vibration was awakened. Whoosh. And over time, this energy is spiraling inward along the habitable spiral of perception. It's a spiral, Fibonacci sequence. That's why everything has that spiral. Everything. That's the remnants of the greatest inertial reference frame of all time, is that Fibonacci sequence. And understanding that, you can create technologies, right? So first comes delta. And after delta, we have theta, which is the next wave that's awakened. Then alpha, then beta, slow gamma, fast gamma, octaves of experience. They all overlap in harmony to create a physical experience that we all perceive as the quantum state bubbles. Right? Matter doesn't really exist. This is just our human mind creating the solid world that we see. The only thing that kind of really exists is energetic relationships. Think about that. So this energy continues to drift inward, and we hit denser experiences. Alpha. As we find our centers, different vibrations of experience during that procession. And that relates exactly to the same as the conscious experiences we have when we're awake. Delta waves, beta waves, back to delta. It's a procession about the center of different vibrations. This next one comes from the second book in the series called The Liquid Light State Universe. That talks about healing through posture control. So I guess it's a combination of the second book and the sixth book. Physics of Love, Synchronicity, where we talk about using your body's postures of mind, body, and spirit to instill healing into other people, right? Just because if you see someone that's caught in a spiral of delusion, you can walk over, you can jump into their spiral, kind of like grab onto them a little bit, and help walk them to the greater flows of reality. So this is called Hold My Hand. concept of the greater now, which really comes into the picture in the third book called The Crystal of Time, right? But we get really into it in the book Mind, Body, Spirit, where we talk about how the thought forms from less dense realms drift inward and influence the pacing motions of our lives, right? And so understanding that, basically you realize that the postures you take right now actually influence the synchronization of the past and the future to create a harmonious body, right? Because there really is only right now. So one thing to note when it comes to healing is that the past, in essence, is just made of stories. It's just the past, and we all have our egos and we're holding on to the past. That just doesn't make any sense. The future is pure fantasy for the human race. The only thing that actually really exists right now is the now. And the postures you hold now influence the past and the future. What I think is interesting too that comes from this is the concept of lucid dreaming and dimensions of experience. Because we see that there's basically different realms our consciousness can harmonize to based, and in a physical sense, it's based off of the waves that exist in your brain. When we're awake, we're in the alpha and the beta world. When we're asleep, we're in the delta and the theta world. It's quite obvious in a way. And if energy is drifting towards the center of time, towards the center of a black hole, then it hits those bigger dimensions first, the subconscious mind, the delta and theta waves of experience. And what's interesting is I first saw this song in a dream, and I saw it be playing it at the Smithsonian. And so I was probably in like delta theta waves, right? So the Deltaverse. And then 7 years later, I ended up playing this song at the Smithsonian's Ripley Center, three stories underground in the basement, after giving a lecture on innovation and creativity. When we define the word innovation, actually. And it's a way of thinking outside of the box that results in a change. So this song is called Classical Lucius. bunch of poems in this book, and I wrote those out for a reason too. But this one is called Instant Gratification. And this was originally on display at the Smithsonian's Air and Space Museum in 2015 in a book called Lucius. A little book. So it's Instant Gratification is the name of this. To be instantly gratified is a new thing indeed. With phones and text, we all have new seed. Facebook and Twitter, Instagram too, all these things supposedly equal you. I saw your post. Oh, you're amazing. It's all a joke. The real man is blazing. He does not care for the instant like. He's without service on an epic hike. One that takes a while, maybe years to achieve. Instant gratification he sees no reason to believe. To be gratified instantly might give you pleasure, no doubt, but as quickly as it came, it will run out without a shout. Like a flicker of fire, your praise has been delivered. Like a flicker of fire, your praise has been severed. Deeds that take a while surely pass the test. Spiritual gratification is what makes us feel best. These deeds are pure, and gratification not instant. With no buttons or service, it comes when we listen. Our bodies have great service. Our minds are tethered in. Like our physical internet, we can all be tapped in. The universe is our internet, and our hearts are our like buttons. So show like to another as if they were your brother. True gratification and mental and spiritual ease is all at our fingertips and even cheaper than cheese. Simply walk your line and make your day's way, for instant is not natural to man's early day. But, obviously that's talking about modern society. You could say we have like a 30-second attention span, right? And so it's hard to become spiritually gratified when you have a 30-second attention span. That's kind of where I'm getting at. But this next song, to keep it more earthly here, is all about heartbeat, right? Because the heartbeat also comes from this primal spiral of creation. Not only the heartbeat, but the precession of the earth, the Schumann resonance, all of that stuff, right? That's why we take just as much. It's just wild. I could go into the numbers. That's in the book Body. We talk about the relationship of the human that's tuned to the earth and natural earth cycles, such as like the diameter of the earth is like 21,600 miles. Well, that's how many breaths you take in a day too. So you take one breath per rotation of the earth. Like, yeah, go on. So this one's called I Love You. right, we're all good now. Everyone's good. I think anybody that might have been listening through from the beginning to right now is probably good. And as far as like feeling energetic, they got that energy in them, happy. So this next one is just more like, now we're good, let's have some fun. gonna do one or two more. I like to do this next one. It's called Boogie All Night. Again, just a fun song, having a good time. The one after that, though, is more of a meditative song. If you guys want to end on like a 15-minute meditation kind of thing. It's just one song, key of G. But I gotta do this other one first, because it's awesome. Alright, here we go. I always forget the beginning. Here we go. This one's just improv, right? But it's like meditative. And it's all in the key of G. So super chill, super mellow. We'll just end on that and call it a night. yeah, thanks for checking it out, I guess. Appreciate that. It's pretty cool. And yeah, that's gonna be it for tonight. So I hope you had a good night. I hope you have a happy New Year's. And 2023 coming on up. Something to look forward to. Have a good night, guys.